A ratio, try to write same speed with me, please, my children. So a ratio compares two or more quantities of the same kind by division. Right? It shows how many times one quantity is contained in another. Right? So, key points. Key points. 1. Ratios are written with a colon, which is these two dots, right? So example, 2 to 3, right? So that's one key point. Second key point, ratios can be simplified just like fractions. Ratios can be simplified just like fractions. So 12 to 8, come in, 12 to 8 can be reduced to 4 into 8 is 2 and 4 into 12 is 3. So this can be reduced to be 3 to 2. Right? So ratios can be reduced by, well, like fractions, just like, right? So another important thing is ratios must be in the same unit. This is very important. Right? Must be in the same unit before comparing. Right? So in other words, like if I have 2 meters to 700 centimeters, I must get these 2 to meters. So we know that 1 meter, right? 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. So 2 meters is actually 200 centimeters. So you must write this as 200 to 700 before we can reduce. This will be equal to 2 to 7 because you're reducing it just like you would reduce a fraction. Are we clear here, my children? Let's go. Right. So we're going to deal with this right now, some ratios here. So what the question is saying? The question is saying that I spent $4 on groceries and $2 on vegetables. Everybody good there? What is the ratio of cost of groceries to vegetables? Let's work, right? What will be the cost of my groceries? $4. So it will be 4 to what's the cost of my vegetables? 2. Now there's a clear message above which states that ratios can be reduced just as fractions. So 4 to 2 can be reduced to what? 2 alone? Right, let me go, watch it. So 2 into 2 is, and 2 into 4 is, so this ratio can be read as 2 to 1. Talk to me, my brothers and sisters. Talk to me. We come here to work. We didn't come here to play. Let's go. Next one, food. What is the cost of vegetables? The order matters, right? Cost of vegetables to cost of groceries. What's the cost of my vegetables? 2 to, what's the cost of my groceries? 4. So this can be reduced just as a fraction will be reduced, right? So talk to me, what are we doing here? 2 into 2 is, and 2 into 4 is, so what this ratio would be written as? 1 to proper thing, right guys? Proper thing. Let's look. Hey, let's put number 1A, and then let's put my answers now, please. So this is cost of vegetables to total cost. Who can remember what the cost of vegetables was? 4 to total cost. How much do they cost in total together? How much do they cost together? 6. Boom, man. So this will be 4 to 6. What can this be reduced to be? 2 into 4 is 2 into 6 will be, I don't want the sign, put the ratio sign here yet. I'll put it in the next line, right? So this will be equal to, call it my children, 2 to, what is the cost of my groceries? It's cost of groceries to total cost, right? Cost of groceries will be, what's the cost of the groceries? 2 to total cost, 6. Reduce it. Excellent, my children. 1 to 3. Everybody good here? Here, right? The questions above, we were just writing all the ratios. We weren't really solving anything, right? So let's proceed to actually solve a question involving ratios. Now, I want to put this out here one time, right? Note. Notes. Ratios can be solved using a parts method or a fraction method. I'm going to do these ratios as parts. Everybody with me? So this is how we're going to do it, right? 2 lengths are in the ratio 7 to 8. So I'm going to put the 7 here, and I'm going to put the 8 here. So here this is read. This is my first length. Order matters, right? So obviously the number here first, what is zero, would be my first length, and this 8 would represent my second length. Everybody good there? 2 lengths are in the ratio 7 to 8, right? So, do a thing. So what I said, if the first length is 273 meters, what is the second length? All right, so work. This is how we read this thing, right? How many parts represent the first length? Parts being the number that is in that section of the ratio, right? How many parts represent the first length? That will be 7 parts. Okay, everybody clear here? So, 7 parts which represent the first length would be equal to how much meters? How much meters represent the first length here, my children? The first length is represented by how much meters? 273. So it's actually 7 parts is equal to 273. Now, the whole mission here, in red, mission. Find what one part is. All clear with the mission? We want to find out what one part. If 7 Coca-Colas cost $273, right? How are we going to find out how much one Coca-Cola costs? Divide. It's the same thing. We want to find out what one part is. We need to divide. So, one part would be equal to 273 divided by 7. Excellent. Excellent here, my children. So, what is one part? That's about one part is equal to 273 divided by 7. Lord Father. So one part will be equal to 39 meters. Everybody good there? No, the whole thing about ratios is once you find what one part is, I can find what 8 parts are. How much parts we have in total there for the 2 legs? 7 plus what? How much? Right. 7 plus 8 will be the total amount of parts, right? But the question is asking us what? What the question is asking? What is the second leg? How many parts represent my second leg? 8. So that's the note. These are parts, right? This is parts. 7 parts. I'll put the 7 here. This would be 8 parts. Put that there for me, please, my children. So 8 parts represent the second leg. But if I find out what one part is, and if I know what one part is, then I can find out what 8 parts are. So put it as scholar. Right? So let's go. Therefore, 8 parts will be equal to what, their sister? 8 multiplied by how much one part is? 39. 8 multiplied by 39 will give me 312 meters is the length of the second length, right? This will be the second length. Are we good there, my children? Composure is everything, eh? That is the word, composure. Compose yourself. What are they saying? A sum of money is divided between 2 friends, Karen and Natasha. Order matters, right? In the ratio 2 to 5. So first question is, how many parts in this ratio represents Karen? 2. Proper thing, right? This is Karen. How many parts in this ratio represents Natasha? 5. What? We're talking about parts, bro. Lock in, right? Now, here was saying, if Natasha received 210 more than Karen, calculate the sum of money shared. So here what? That's how much more money Natasha received. So we need to equate this to the amount of parts more, if you want to put it like that Natasha would receive. So if Karen received 2 parts, Natasha received 5. How many more parts did Karen receive? 3. Dog food, right? So Karen received I before E, right? Karen received 5 minus 2, which is 3 more parts. Everybody good there? Now this 3 more parts is equal to the amount of money more, or the sum of money more that Karen received, right? Let me send this down. What's going on here? Delete, send down. Right. So, therefore, 3 parts would be equal to how much money? How much more money? 210. Excellent, my children. Because 3 parts is how much more parts Natasha received, and then 210 is how much more money she received. So what's the mission statement? What's the mission when we do these ratios? The mission, where you see there's the mission above there? Mission. Find What's the mission about? Find out what they have it. Find out what one part is. Find find the value of one part. And to tell all you, once we find one part, we could flex anyhow. We could find the value of two parts. We could find the value of three parts. We could find anything. Find the value of one part. So let's work. So, my brothers and sisters, if three parts is 210, what kind of food is this? What one part would be, boy? Three parts is 210. What one part would be? 210 divided by, let's go, 70.
Yep. Yeah.
So that's the value of one part. Everybody good there? So one part is equal to $70. But that tell you if I find what one part is, I can find what two parts are, I can find what five parts are, I can find anything now. Let me see what the question asking for now. What the question want to find?
How much more?
No, read the question, good brother. What the question wants to find? So the total sum of money shared, right? Which will be the total amount of parts. How many parts do we have in all? 7. So I'm going to put a statement here which reads total parts. Why just keep going down, boy? Hold on. Send you back up. Right. So total parts would be equal to 5 plus 2, not 7, which is equal to 7 parts, right? So this is what I need to find for the total sum, right? So therefore, 7 parts would be equal to 7 multiplied by 7 multiplied, right? 7 multiplied by 70. Why? Because one part is 70. So if I know one part is 70 and I want to find 7 parts, it says 7 multiplied by 70. So what will be the total amount of money shared? 7 by 70. 490. Proper thing. Proper thing. Right? Proper thing. Who's the goalkeeper for the side in this classroom? Who? Which one? He? I want to. This is my total sum. Right? Everybody good there? Yeah. So a sum of money is to be divided among 3 brothers, Jim, Ben, and John, in the ratio 2 to 3 to 5 respectively. Let me talk some facts, right? How many parts represent Jim? 2. How many parts represent Ben and John? Proper thing, right? The largest share amongst the 1500. Who has the largest amount of parts? 5. So the information we have can help us to find the value of one part. What's the mission? To find the value of one part. So I can't come here and say that 5 parts, they said the largest. No, they want us to find the sum of money shared, but I can't find the sum of nothing until I find out what one part is. Everybody good there? So let me work and find what one part is. So 5 parts will be equal to, what is the largest share equal to? The largest share amounts to what? 1500. So 5 parts will be equal to 1500. Right? So what would one part be, my children? 1500 divided by 3. 5. $300, right? That is what one part is, right? Now, once I find what one part is, I can find what 2 parts are, I can find out what 3 parts are, I can find out what 5 parts are, and then you can even find out what the total amount of parts are. Now, the total amount of parts is what you want to find. So let's find that. So how much is the total parts? Total parts will be equal to what? How many parts we have in total here? How many parts does Jim have? 5? 2 plus how many parts does Ben have? Plus how many parts does John have? So what's the total amount of parts, guys? So if I want to find the total, what's it? They want us to find the total sum of money shared, right, my children? The total sum of money shared, right? So that will be equal to total sum of money shared, right? So that will be equal to 10, which is because it's 10 parts to represent all the money. Multiply by what's the value of one part? So it'll be 10 multiplied by 3, which will give me what, my children? 3,000. Boom. So this will be equal to $3,000, right? That will be the total amount of money shared. Talk to me, we clear? We come here to? We didn't come here to? Let's go. Ben's share was 3 parts. I mean, let's confirm that. Ben's share was 3 parts. So 3 multiplied by 300, which is the value of 1 part, would give me 900. Right. Now, the last part is they want us to calculate the percentage of the total amount that Jim receives. So we first need to find out the amount that Jim receives. Right? Who remember how much parts Jim receives? How much parts Jim received? 2. 2 parts would be equal to 2 multiplied by? So much money per that Jim get? Now they say what percent of the? So if I want to find percent is done. So if I want to find percent of total amount, right? Percent of total amount, right? No matter what you do, the off going underneath, off whatever goes underneath. So it will be off the total amount, right? So whatever happens, the off must go underneath. So the total amount was 3,000. Everybody agrees? So they want Jim's share as a percent of the total amount. What was Jim's share?
2.
Right, how much money? 300? So it will be 600 over 3,000 multiplied by 100 because it's a percentage we need to find, right? Everybody good there, my children? Work out that percentage, please. Send this down. Send back up the 3,000. Right, my children. Right, I can cancel some zeros here. Watch, this will be. Right, this will be. What is this, right? This 0 can cancel here. This 0 can cancel here. 0 cancels here. So 3 into 6 is 2 multiplied by 10 is 20%. Talk to me here, guys. Talk to me. Everybody good here? So you'll copy down that and let's try number 4. Jim packed several cases of juice for sale. Each case contained 24 boxes of juice in 3 different varieties, right? We have apple, orange, and pineapple. Let me ask a question. How many parts represent apple? 2. How many parts represent orange and pineapple? How many boxes of pineapple juice were packed in each case? Now, each case contains 24, right? So if I want to know how many pineapples we have in that, right, I need to find what one part is. But that's a full case. So how many parts would represent that full case? We have to find the total parts, right? So the total parts will be, add them for me, 2 plus 5 plus, which is 8 parts. Now that 8 parts represent the case. How much in a case? 8 parts would be equal to how many boxes of juice does each case have? How many boxes of juice? 24, right? So 8 parts is equal to 24, which is the total amount of juice, right? So how much would one part be? 24? 24 what? 24 divided by 3. No, not 3. 8 parts is 24. Yeah, 8. Oh, didn't write this 8 good or? 8. Right, so 1 part is equal to 24 divided by 8. 1 part is 3. Now, what did I tell you about when we find out what one part is? And I can find anything now? So what the question asking for which one? For pineapple is 1 part. And? Okay. So, therefore, pineapple is equal to 3 boxes. Because pineapple is 1 part. If you want to put 1 multiplied by 3, you could. But pineapple is 3 boxes. Everybody good there? Right, let go. The ratio of the bananas, number of bananas to number of oranges is 2 to 3. So how many parts represent bananas? How many parts represent oranges? Furthermore, there are 24 more oranges than bananas, right? So basically, we need to find how much more parts oranges have. How many more parts does oranges have? How many more parts? 1. So 1 part is actually equal to 24, right? So oranges are 1. The beautiful thing is, you had the video, you could go over it, the video. Oranges, let me go. Oranges are 1 part more than bananas. Everybody good there? So all it says is that 1 part is equal to how much parts more they said? I mean, how many more oranges? 24. So 1 part is equal to 24. The mission is to find out what 1 part is, right? Once I find what 1 part is, then I can find anything. So what it asks us, calculate the number of bananas that Ms. Rika bought, right? So bananas is represented by how many parts? 2. So number of bananas will be equal to 2 multiplied by how much 1 part is? 24, which would be 48. I'm going to put 28, yes? 48 bananas. 48 bananas. And what did they say next? Prove that the total number of bananas and oranges. Hey, you want one there, buddy? Right. Prove that the total number of bananas and oranges are 120. Dog food. What is the total? What will be the total parts? What will be the total parts? How many parts we have in total? 5. Because it's 2 plus 3, which is 5 parts. So if I want the total number of bananas and oranges, it's the 5 parts I'm trying to find. So 5 parts would be equal to 5 multiplied by how much is 1 part? 24. Boom. All the following by 5 multiplied by 24 would be 120. Right? Put a box to indicate that it was shown. Because they asked us to show this. So your homework would actually be to complete that sound. We're going to complete 1 million. Complete number 6. So this is homework, eh? Complete number 6 to, right, we'll do currencies next day, 6 to 10. Only 4 questions, 6 to 10. Right? So yeah, that's the end of our class YouTube. Or let's take all the time, right? Okay. Let's go.